Hello, today we're making focaccia, a flat, airy bread originating in Italy. We will use 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 to 3 teaspoons of kosher salt, 2 teaspoons of instant yeast, 2 cups of lukewarm water, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, and sea salt. Remember to wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds and sanitize the counter before handling food to not introduce harmful microbes in the food. Now whisk together flour, salt, and yeast. Add water and mix with a spatula until a sticky dough forms. Cover and let rest for 30 minutes. Yeast is a single-celled microorganism and biological leavening agent that eats the carbohydrates in flour and produces carbon dioxide gas that inflates the dough. This process is known as fermentation and is only possible with adequate moisture and temperature that keeps the yeast alive. Without fermentation, the focaccia would be dense and compact. We are going to let the yeast ferment 3 times in this recipe. After the 30 minutes, stretch and fold the dough 8 to 10 times with wet hands. This helps the gluten network develop and gives the bread a chewy structure with an even distribution of air pockets. Lightly coat the dough with a tablespoon of olive oil, cover the bowl with a lid or plastic wrap, and refrigerate for 12 to 72 hours. Do not eat the dough because raw flour can contain E. coli and salmonella, which are killed during the baking process when the flour reaches an internal temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Now pour 2 tablespoons of olive oil into the center of the pan. With clean hands, deflate the dough by pulling the edges toward the middle, turning the bowl a little after each pull. Transfer the dough to the prepared pan and roll in the oil so it is coated. Let rest uncovered at room temperature for 3 to 4 hours. Place a rack in the middle of your oven and preheat to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. In the meantime, let's prepare the dough for baking. Pour the remaining tablespoon of olive oil over the dough, rub your hands lightly in oil, and using all your fingers, dimple the dough. Sprinkle generously with flaky sea salt, place the pan in the oven, and bake for 25 to 30 minutes until the bottom is golden and crisp. Inside the oven, hot air rises and cool air settles, creating air currents that help the bread rise and brown. Conduction also cooks the bread because the hot pan transfers heat from the bottom of the bread and throughout its inside. Take the bread out and let cool for 10 minutes before cutting and serving. You can store this in an airtight container for 3 days at room temperature or 3 months in the freezer. Thank you for listening, and we hope you will try this recipe soon to see food science in action.